Well, we had a new season with some new weapons come out, which means that it's time to get weapon select all caught up. I'm going to break these up into smaller videos than usual. I don't want to put out like a 50-minute video or something because people don't watch those all the way through. I'm going to get more value out of putting them out there in smaller installments, and also more value out of people having less that they have to digest in one sitting. Let me know how you prefer to consume these in the comments. We're going to be starting off here talking about the Sorella Brella. I definitely recommend for any Sorella Brella players out there who haven't seen it to go and watch my professional development episode that I did on the Brella back when all we had was the Tri-Strike kit, because Keen breaks down a lot of the basic mechanics of the Brella and kind of what you're thinking going into an engagement when you have this weapon, so that you can be getting the most out of it and doing what is best for your team, playing that role. So definitely recommend going and checking that out, but a quick kind of review. The Brella has really poor damage values. You get outside of about Splash-O-Matic range, and it's not going to two-shot anymore because of the shotgun-style shots. If you get really close, you'll hit for 81, as long as you aim it well. But there's a lot that has to go into getting that much damage. So you're not going to be able to kind of snipe people out with this thing. Your goal is to kind of get up in their face and get in the way. The advantage that you have with the weapon is that you've got this shield. Now, the goal is never to launch the shield. Launching the shield like this, it's really difficult to make a play off that. The shield's relatively small, so it's easy to get around. And it's moving so far away from you that it's going to force you into positions that you may not want to be in if you're going to try and follow the shield in. If your goal is to follow the shield in and fight inside the shield, you're playing the Tentabrella instead of this thing. The shield on this Brella is best for taking engagements and keeping yourself safe during them. And so what you're going to do is you're going to fire your first shot. Ideally you're the one who's firing first, because that means that, you've snuck up on them, you're doing damage first. That's just always advantageous. And then once you've fired that first shot, if you think you can get the second one and two-shot them, then you can just go for another shot, and a lot of the time you just win the fight like that. But if maybe it was a weaker hit, you're not sure, maybe the next hit doesn't get them, then you're going to start holding the shield out a little bit to try and take some of the shots that they're going to return back at you. At that point in time, you're on a timer for when you need to leave that engagement. Because while you have this up, you can look at the back. The ink tank is steadily draining. Also, if you hold down the shield for too long, it's going to launch like that. So you can't hold the shield up for too long in general. You also can't just keep flaring it like this for too long, because then you run yourself out of your entire ink tank. Your ink tank is kind of your health pool in an engagement like that. Once you run out of it, you're just a sitting duck. So it's important to keep that up and to be very aware of how much ink you have left to be able to continue with that engagement. But for all of the time that you're able to be doing this, you can take a lot of damage on the shield, and the more time they spend putting damage into your shield instead of doing damage to someone, the more time your team has to respond and maybe help you out of that engagement. And if you can get their attention and get them to waste their time shooting at the shield, that can set your teammates up to get some really good splats. Or, if your teammate comes in to try and help and they turn to your teammate, then that lets you get your last shot in. So you're going to be a frontline weapon, but you're also going to need to be making sure you have ways out of engagements. You don't want to just get in so deep that you're hard committed, because this weapon's not great at hard committing to a fight. It's better at stalling a fight out, at taking away their resources, and making it so that they can't move forward because you're in between them and where they want to go. The kit that you've got with it is an autobomb and an inkjet, both of which are excellent for this weapon. That's part of the reason that this weapon is so much better than its other kit. For one thing, the bomb is a bomb. It's a lethal bomb. It can do damage off of walls or off of other Brella shields or objects. But it also is relatively cheap compared to some other sub-weapons that you could have. And as we've talked about, where in some engagements your ink tank is your health bar, having more of your ink tank left over after you've thrown a sub-weapon can be really valuable. So it's a great sub-weapon for this to get. It's a great compromise between the efficiency and the splat power that other bombs would have. Then the Inkjet synergizes really well with this. For one thing, Inkjet is one of the more powerful specials in general right now. Any weapon would love to have an Inkjet. For another thing, as a frontline weapon, you're more likely to be putting yourself into positions where it's advantageous to use Inkjet from. You like using Inkjet from underneath ledges, and if you're pushing up to a ledge, like a frontline weapon will do, that's just going to naturally put you into more good Inkjet positions. And finally, after you've used your Inkjet, you also have the ability to drop from the air with your Brella shield already up, so that if someone's trying to camp your landing, they just shoot the shield and you get out for free. So there's a ton of synergy between this weapon and the Inkjet, and the Inkjet is already really powerful, so it's a phenomenal combination for it. Now, there are some things you've got to watch out for with this weapon. There are some weapons that just do a ridiculous amount of object damage, and you need to be able to pace yourself on how much damage your shield is taking before it gets shredded. Things like Splatanas are really tough to deal with because they will shred the shield so quickly. Chargers also get big object damage modifiers, so one shot from an E-liter will decimate your shield, make it basically so that you just immediately have to take cover again. And there are also some weapons with AoE damage that will go up and around the shield, or to the right or left of the shield. So you've got to watch out for where the blasters place their shots. If they're aiming at you, then yeah, you can block the shots, but if they're aiming around you, that could be a lot more of a problem. And same kind of deal with buckets. If they slosh up over the top, also a problem then. Specials can also be a problem where you can't necessarily block their damage if it's coming from above you, if it's coming from around your shield. So you've got to watch out for those as well. But what you basically want to be doing as you go into a match is you want to be eyeing up which matchups you feel are advantageous to you, which 1v1 matchups you like taking, and to engage on those particular weapons that can't deal with you very well, so that you can waste their time, do damage to them, or just get your team into position to be able to handle them really cleanly. You're also looking for opportunities to use an Inkjet that will be really impactful, because that special is one that can really lead the rest of your team in, and so popping that at important times is going to be crucial to get the most that you possibly can out of the weapon. Okay, this is a very weird comp. We don't have a lot of slaying weapons, a lot of weapons that are going to be able to follow up on any distraction that we create. We're going to want to probably work together with the undercover here. I don't know where they're going, and we don't want to be in range of that charger for too long, even though we do have the shield to block shots. So you can see our shield's already broken here. We were able to win that one, but we're going to have to flee from here because we don't really have the advantage up top. We might be able to grab someone from below. That's some extra damage anyway. Okay, we got the 81 into bump combo. If you're right on top of someone and you hit them with a strong hit, bumping them into the Brella shield will actually splat. So that's something that you can, see in the lobby. There, I just had too many different directions I needed to look. That was probably a bad jump. And we all go down here, unless this reef slider gets mega value. Okay. Yeah, we're going to have to keep hitting our 81s if we're going to do well in this match. Not where I was hoping that would end up. We had to hit that direct, but they were right next to us, so hopefully this is still safe. Okay, nice. Just the zap. Push in here. What got it? I don't have any clams. Most I can do is try to protect. After seeing that we didn't have any clams there, we really needed to back up, but I tried to protect my teammate on the way out. I should have just swam away and left them. There we go. Got a little bit of chip damage off of the auto bomb, so I was able to one-shot. Got a little bit of value out of the inkjet there. Alright. Very good push, though. Oh, no, they missed. Yeah, and they're going to die for it once they try to run in and pick it back up again. But still, good numbers. Glad that we got it all together. We do have to hold, but we're in a winning position. I got you. Okay, they jump out of there. Just making it awkward for them to stay in there, and in fact they stayed too long, which means we get to just run in and splat them. Now they're wasting their ink tank on me. Oh, they're so weak. I need to not detonate that bomb with my shield. Okay. Wasn't able to hit the last shot on the charger. I did a lot of damage, and I'm surprised. I don't necessarily feel safe jumping in there. I probably could have jumped in with the shield up. That probably would have been okay. Oh. No major harm done. Throw that there. Let my teammate know if there's someone around. There's someone trying to come over here, and I'm going to oppose that. I would really like for some help. Okay, someone came through. Got one. Okay. I was going to run out of ink, so I kind of had to back up, but... Oh no, we are not in the way to protect that. They're going to get a score off. Or not. They're going to miss. Cool. And this is the only clam that they've... Oh no, they've got the pity clam still. Okay. So good job getting the 2 picks that we needed off of those. Now we just need to stop them from getting the pity in. And they have to rush it really fast, so we don't even have to do very much. We've already done enough. That's probably game over. Unless someone sneaks in and we don't see it and they get a super jump in, that's game. Very nice. Alright. Alright, not bad. Not bad. We had to take a very aggressive role in that game, and we did. The inkjets went pretty well when we had to push, and that opened up a lot of opportunities. So, pretty good, pretty good.